Did you see that? A ghost.
Welcome to Paranormal Pentivity, a show about songwriting, ghostwriting, and everything in between. My name is Nayim, and I am your host. Today, we are back with part 2 of the Kaalan K.R. Walker horror story edition of Paranormal Pentivity. So, let's talk about how he got into acting, which eventually ruined his career, but not just ruined his career, ruined his ghostwriting career. So, in 2018, after, a motherfucker decide he really just fed up where his life is at, and he's tired, he's down bad, he's depressed, he want to kill himself, the whole shebang, right? He is with his agent, and his agent says, you should get into acting. They are having auditions, and if I did not mention, which I did not mention, I'm thinking about it, he is from the Crenshaw, Slauson area of California. So obviously he has the wherewithal to get to these movie auditions because of Hollywood and all of that. He tells his agent, I'm not an actor. I don't know how to act. I've never been, trained, none of that or whatever. That's not something I even thinking about. His his agent is pushing him. And he finally just says, fuck it. I'm going to go and I'm going to audition for this movie. He landed his first role in 2018, and it was the movie Kings that had Halle Berry and 007. I think his name is David Craig in the movie. Not a crazy role, but he made it in the movie. After that, he ends up on BET in a show called In Contempt, which now that I'm thinking back and looking back on all this shit, a lot of the times faking it, which acting is pretending, but it's theater, it's theatrical, but you can bring shit on yourself by putting yourselves in these positions and in these roles where it's just almost like you do such a good job and it's so whatever that you bring that unwanted bullshit into your life. And I'm saying that because in this series on BET called In Contempt, he played a black man. He's a black man, duh. But he played a black man who was in court fighting for his life and his freedom because he was falsely accused of shooting a police officer. Now, in real life, he was not falsely accused of shooting a police officer, but he was in court fighting for his life. Now, this is where his acting career really takes off, and this is the beginning of the lessons that we need to take from this motherfucker so we never make his motherfucking mistakes ever, or nothing even close to what his mistakes were. He lands a leading role in the movie Superfly, and if you don't know what role he played the young ass motherfucker with the cross in his head who went out there and was basically crashing the fuck out. The Superfly was the remake. It was the Future movie where Future did the soundtrack and all that. Everybody hated his fucking character because it was young, crazy, wild as fuck. And he said that the director told him that the energy he was looking for was Tupac and Juice. And you played your role right when everybody fucking hates you after the role. And that's another thing with being in entertainment. A lot of times, people will see that acting is acting. However, if you're too good at something, people become suspicious because as human beings, what makes us relatable is knowing that we're human, knowing that you have flaws. And this motherfucker played these roles on these shows so well, it ended up backfiring on him in the future because people knew who he was. I had to kick my cat because, why are you over here bothering shit? People knew who he was, and people were so polarized by people knew who he was, and people were so polarized by his characters that it bled over, and actually didn't bleed. It spilled completely. BP oil spilled over into his real life. Now, This is coming from a motherfucker who didn't even want to do this in the first place. He got into a role that was originally for 21 Savage. But 21 Savage was tied up in some business shit. So 21 Savage did not take the acting role in the movie, which now I'm thinking about it, 21 Savage would have probably been great because he already had a fucking tattoo in the middle of his head, but that's not why I think he would be great. But also, could you even see 21 Savage as an actor? I ain't getting into that. But success in his movie role is when everything started to go downhill. Now, tomorrow we're going to start slide downhill. I had to give you the backstory of how he even got to this point, because if you don't know what happened before, it's not going to make much sense trying to piece it together from the middle. So this is Paranormal Pentivity. My name is Nayim, and I will holler at you.